seasonal transition, you know? And so I don't know about you, but like there are still so many summer things that I don't feel like I have like capitalized on or like made or done. But at the same time, and this is like an absolute fucking privilege to be kind of like, oh, like that's tomato risotto that I really wanted to make, or like that, you know, like but then at the same time, I'm like so fucking tired of it being 95 degrees that I'm like, I'm over it. Like I'm if we can just like scooch right on into the next season because I'm so tired of being this hot.
It's also just like when I find myself in a rut like this, it's hard not to be judgmental of myself.
Oh, for sure.
Especially like, and this is something that Liam and I are also running into as we're trying to figure out food for our wedding. And like this sounds so vain, but whatever. We have a reputation of being the people who make the good food.
Yeah.
And when we are like, oh yeah, I'm subsisting on popcorn and like pre-made Costco shit that doesn't actually taste like anything, like it's like there's an element of shame there.
You know what you should do? You should cancel the wedding. You should. I mean,
wait, what?
What? Exactly.
I don't understand. Okay,
listen to me.
Who's the sound editor? Who's the guy who does that?
We're not allowing.
What's their name? Because I just want to like flag this. Can you like take that out?
Take that out. Here's the deal. She is being really mean to herself. If she eats popcorn for dinner like once a week, then again, you're probably doomed, and you're probably going to subsist off of popcorn and PB&J.
I thought that you were going to be supportive today.
You have to. I'm going to get there. Listen, I am being supportive.
Are you?
I am. Yes, because if anybody can drag me when I'm having a hard time and being mean to myself, it's you.
That's true.
And I'm telling you, Hannah Croft, that you are being unreasonably mean to yourself right now. Okay? Your food rut.
But what if the wedding food sucks?
But it's literally not going to be a thing. Because number one, you wouldn't allow it. And number two, I wouldn't allow that. And we're going taco hunting. We're getting sidetracked. Let's circle back to wedding
Nobody
tacos.
took their ADHD meds today.
I literally just did. You watched me do it.
Oh, yeah. Well, I didn't.
It's 11:26 in the afternoon. All right.
We're doing a good job, everyone.
Anyways, here's the deal. Food ruts are like so for real. I mean, I've been in weird food ruts, and you've literally had to feed me because of like mental health shit. Yeah. And I've been in food ruts because I too, if I can't turn out like gorgeous, well thought out meals,
I get so discouraged.
I get pissed and I get super shitty to myself.
Yeah.
And I experienced that like shortly after I became a single parent.
Yeah.
And Maddox is, 6 months. Mooney is 4. And, I'm like standing in the kitchen, no longer a stay-at-home parent, but still absolutely clinging to that. Mm-hmm. And like, doing my best with these very young, small children, one of which is like still an infant, like hours. I'm talking out, like have to make dinner in this way, have to make a dessert. Who am I feeding dessert to, Hannah? Who?
Me.
Who? Not then I wasn't. You know what I mean? Like who? And I felt like I put so much fucking pressure on myself to like do a thing that like nobody was asking me to do. Like Scarlett would have been fine eating macaroni and cheese with peas in it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And I was like, oh no, if I can't turn at least a 2-course meal and a dessert, then I'm obviously failing my children. And I should just not be a parent anymore.
Wow, that's really mean.
I know.
Is that what I sound like right now?
Yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Wow.
Here's some perspective. I love that you're like, I thought you were supposed to be supportive. Here's the thing about Hannah and I, is that we will forever and ever pull each other's cards. And then about 13 seconds later, we go like, oh yeah, I was kind of being a shitbag to myself, wasn't I? Yeah. Yeah, you were.
Yesterday, when I was like, so I'm just gonna give everybody some context. I'm not supposed to fucking be here right now.
She's not supposed to.
I'm supposed to be on a backpacking trip, and I was thinking that like, oh, next week when we record the episode, I'll be like, the best thing I ate was fucking dehydrated pad thai. But instead, I got scared of backpacking by myself, and I bailed. And so I'm supposed to be in the wilderness right now, but I'm not. And so I was really kicking my shit in yesterday. And my best friend texted me and was like, how are you doing? And I was like, meh, I'm not being nice. And she was like, do you want to hear some nice things about yourself? And I was like, fuck no.
Ew. Gross.
Like, I will not receive those. Do not go there.
I do not receive anything nice that you have to say to me.
That's now, and I also apparently can't receive your tough love, so...
She's not in the season of receiving right now.
I am a really good therapist.
You are. I mean that seriously.
They say, like, doctors make the worst patients.
Yeah.
Here we are.
Uh-huh.
Okay. So anyway, fix me. Get me out of my food rut.
Here's the deal.
Sarah,
here's the deal. Number one, we're just gonna like meet ourselves where we're at. And like if you are
inside a bag of popcorn.
Exactly. Yeah. I love popcorn.
I do too.
See?
I love popcorn.
You could be like eating something garbage, you know? Like you could be eating something that you hate to like really be unkind to yourself. You could be like, I really don't enjoy raw tomatoes. I think I'm going to slice this beefsteak and just like
I would
eat it.
Literally never do that to myself.
That's what I'm saying. So it could be worse. You know what I mean? We're going to eat popcorn today. And tacos. That's something to look forward to. Okay?
Tacos.
And then we're going to be like kind to ourselves. And this is like for everybody, right? So we're now in back to school season.
So if you're hearing this, be fucking nice to yourself.
Well, like a lot of people are just like going through this though, right?
Oh, yeah.
It's like this summer and like, you know, a lot of people's, even for folks that don't have kids, I feel like there is still, it's a thing. It's like the back to school thing.
Like our bodies know, right? Because we, for so many years, like, okay, end of summer means going back to school, means getting back into a routine, means we can't be as like playful and silly and like there's more time crunches and this, that, and the other.
Yep.
And even if
you're coming up in Q4. Is that I don't know.
Nobody's laughing. No one thought that was funny.
No, I was kind of being serious for like people with corporate jobs.
Oh.
You're such an asshole sometimes. That's a thing. I don't know.
Well, anyway, it's a season of transition.
Literally.
Apparently, for all you finance bros out there,
it's Q4.
It's Q4.
Is it yet, though?
I don't know.
Exactly. So anyways, I mean, this is like an actual thing, though, that people, you're not, what I'm trying to say is that you're not alone. I think your shit's being compounded, though. You know what I'm saying? Because it was like already like trying to get into a new groove with your partner, supporting him in this job that he hasn't done before. It's physically taxing. Your brain is falling out when you're at the end of your day. So like, what are we doing? You know?
Right. Like how
you're already trying to figure out a system, but then you got your shit rocked. And so.
Right. And it's also hard to figure out a system while you are like in it, right? Yeah. Like it would be nice if you could be like, oh, I'm going to need a system in a couple of weeks. I should figure this out. But like that foresight, if you have that, I commend you, but I don't. I
think having kids has helped me out a lot with that.
That's true. That makes sense.
And also with Mooney being in a school that is, you know, very much like it is a public school. Mm-hmm. So it's like what our society norm is doing. And so it feels like a little, like I get a little bit of a beep boop kind of push into it. And so here's what I recommend.
Tell me.
You love summer produce. And the great thing about where we live is that, like, while our produce season is kind of weird, in my opinion, it's not hella abundant in terms of, like, variety.
It's
this. But it's cool because it goes typically later than, like, what a lot of people's experience.
Our tomatoes on our plants and our peppers are, like, still green. That's right? Cool. Like, they're not even ready. I wrote about that yesterday, how when I still had a garden, I mean, I was still harvesting tomatoes well into late September, early October. So long as there isn't a frost. And so that is somewhat hopeful. And also, can you, like, commit to 2 intentional meals per week? Yeah, that's kind of what I've been thinking. Is
like I'm gonna start small.
Yeah,
I'm gonna do things that, like, I know I personally would do, like a go-to. Do something that, like, you know that you love, you can make with your eyes closed so that it feels easeful. And then I would, like, maybe if you're in a rut, also if you're experiencing, like, a creative rut, do something new that you haven't done before.
I like that idea. It also works out that, like, my best friend is coming to visit this weekend, and so I want to feed her good things.
Yeah.
So I'm going to. It is just a matter of being like, okay, am I going to stay in this rut or am I going to do something about it? And, like, sometimes we need to, like, wallow around in our ruts for a minute. And, like, I get that. I understand. And then, you know, your sister tells you that you're being a whiny sack of shit, like when she was a new single mom and, like, beat herself up for not preparing 2-course meals for her toddlers. And is like, that's you right now. Like, oh, okay, well, thanks for holding up a mirror.
I'm so good at that, and you're also so good at it to me, too. Like, I'll tell you soft and pretty things, and I did do that several times yesterday, but I will also absolutely pull your fucking card and tell you when you're being really mean to my friend. At any rate.
Well, I think I'm going to make this soup that you sent me, the Melissa King corn soup.
So here's what you will love about that soup. Our penchant...
It has ginger and coconut milk and lime juice in it, so I'm already sold.
And our penchant for... really good.
Simple food.
Really simple food.
Also...
that soup is corn and coconut. I mean, there's no... I mean, it is...
Melissa King is...
and she's
daddy.
Daddy! Like,
I will do anything she asks me to.
You want me to make this soup, dog? I'll make it twice.
I will. I dream of her and Kristen Kish just bossing me around in a kitchen. That's all I want.
And you just, like, turn around and you're like, yes, chef.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. That's not inaccurate. Jeremy Allen White can, like, be in there, too.
Buzzing around?
Yeah. Fucking white t-shirt and blue apron.
I love a white t-shirt. You know who looks so good in white t-shirts?
Are you gonna say Anaya?
Yeah.
Ugh.
I know. It's gross. Anyways, I do. I actually, in the previous podcast that I did, I talked about getting out of, like, it was mostly geared towards, like, creative ruts. And so something, and I know that you love to do this too, is, like, go fuck around in H Mart. Go fuck around in, like, a mercado.
Let's go to H Mart.
And just, like, go do a vibe check. Go, you know what I love to do is the one up north, because they have, like, a very excellent mushroom selection.
They do.
It's
That's
incredible.
What I go to.
Yeah, it's incredible. And
you can get, like 2 pounds of king oyster mushrooms for, like, $5.
I know, it's
amazing.
wild.
H Mart, sponsor us.
H Mart sponsor us. I mean, it's like same vibes at the farmer's market, right?
Yeah.
And that's why at the beginning of the season, you know, I think that especially you and I get, like, so fucking geeked, and we get, like, that, like, part of our brain scratched of, like, yes, like, I'm getting, like, creatively stimulated again. And then you're at the market every weekend. I'm not saying don't go to the market, but like it just becomes a staple and a fixture, and it's like a part of your week. Sometimes you need to like go do a jog. You need to like go switch it up. You need to like put yourself in a different surrounding and try something new.
I agree. I also